One piece of advice I see a lot of fitness influencers online trying to give people is the one where they say, well, you have to learn how to do hard things. By itself, this isn't terrible advice, except that it's by itself. It's a soundbite, and any reasonably smart high school senior or college freshman already knows this lesson for themselves and can spout it off in that kind of a soundbite way anytime they care to. The problem is it doesn't dig very deep into the essential questions that people face when they're trying to learn how to do hard things. Which hard things? Why those hard things rather than something else hard? And how hard does it have to be when you're getting started? We have such a culture of rise and grind right now that we've encouraged a lot of people to feel that they're failing if they don't go hard the minute they set foot in a gym. If they're not immediately pushing 2 plates on bench and 3 plates on squat. There's all kinds of, oh, you're not a real man if you can't do X or Y, and you're not a real woman if you do too much of X or Y. And all we're doing is telling people that there's no room for error. You don't grow, you don't learn how to do hard things unless you're willing to make mistakes, because getting things wrong and then fixing them is one of the ways that we learn how to do better. One definition of learning how to do something hard would be people who give this kind of advice leveling up the depth and quality of their advice and the smartness of the examples they're using, rather than just trotting out something easy and quick like this. Learning hard things in fitness, in exercise, learning how to overcome obstacles in the gym, absolutely transformative. But what's hard for one person might be simple for another person. And what's hard for somebody now does not mean that they're failing. One of the most challenging things we could ever do is to accept our imperfections and work on changing them. And people who talk about how you have to get it right the first time, you have to go hard the first time, you have to go hard every time, they're not actually learning the lesson about how to stick with hard things. They're using a limited definition of what's hard. They're using the definition of how much weight they can push. Great. That's an acceptable answer, but it's not very comprehensive. When we're considering fitness, when we're considering the quality of life improvements that being healthy via fitness will give us, it's not just about the raw numbers, it's about the bigger picture. How did we learn how to juggle the time and effort it takes to improve ourselves for the future versus the immediate constraints that we're facing right now? You got a kid waking up at 2 in the morning crying because its diaper needs changed or it wants mommy or daddy? You may not have as much energy for the gym the next day. And you may be tempted not to do anything at all. And some days you're going to be correct to skip the gym. Other days you're not. None of this is simple. You could always ignore the kid and prioritize it over your gym time. And I suspect some of these people are saying that's what they would do. I don't think that's a great guideline. Don't assume that the difficulty we're talking about has to be crushing. You can take on small challenges and build up to bigger ones. In fact, that's the only way anyone actually does it. Anybody who tells you that they started at the top, either they were put there by somebody else or they're fibbing their ass off. Start small, keep going. Hey fam, if you've made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you. Second of all, if this video or any of my others have entertained you, made you smile, taught you something, given you some support on your own journey for mental or physical health and fitness, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if that's too much of a commitment right now, please at least give it a thumbs up. You'd be amazed how much that does for the engagement on a YouTube channel like mine. As I film this, I'm closing in on making my 100th clip. And old timers on YouTube will tell you that that's probably the minimum you need to get noticed by the algorithm. So I'm hoping as I get to that point and as I close in on 6 months to a year of making these, that the algorithm will start to prioritize me higher. And your thumbs up or a comment or a subscription will bolster that process. I don't object to making money at this, but right now I'm not sponsored. I'm not charging anything. I'm really doing this as a labor of love because of how much benefit I've gotten from this myself. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your attention. Go kick some butt, including your own, in a good way. Love ya.